if you guys don't think that I've earned it and I'm not good enough, then I'm gonna get my ass handed to me and we'll move on. And
What up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is the UFC's number 10th ranked flyweight contender, and he will headline UFC 301 when he challenges Alexandre Pantoja for the flyweight crown. All the way in Rio de Janeiro on enemy territory. Steve Astro Boy Erceg, how's it going, man?
yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this. Now, I'd like to start here. I know this kind of caught people off guard a little bit when the announcement was made about the flyweight tilt. I mean, not that your UFC run hasn't been remarkable. I mean, you made your debut on short notice right here in my hometown of Vancouver. But it's very rare we see a guy in the number 10 slot get this opportunity. If you could describe the wild journey you've had from start till now in the UFC in one word, what would you use?
That's a tough one. One word to describe my run in the UFC. I don't know, quick. Yeah, I don't know.
I
Yeah, it's
like it.
definitely been a wild ride so far. Obviously got a short notice opponent, like you said, in Vancouver. And I just feel like, yeah, just they keep offering me fights, whether it's short notice or whatever, and I keep taking them. So it hasn't been a long journey, but obviously I'm in the spot where I want to be.
Now, obviously, when these opportunities come, I mean, and for many people, it's once in a lifetime. You kind of got to jump at it. But how how would you say you've been welcoming this process? Has it been easy? Has it been comfortable, or do you kind of feel like you're kind of like holding on for dear life as you rocket to the top?
Nah, it's definitely I feel like fighting's fighting. So whether it's fighting on Eternal, fighting in the UFC, it's all the same. There's just some better guys that I'm obviously fighting now, and the attention and media around everything I'm doing is like turned up quite a way. So I'm getting used to the attention, I guess, but the actual fighting inside the cage is something that I'm very used to.
You did an interview just before the fight was announced with my colleague Luke Thomas, and he didn't know who Astro Boy was, and he claims it's because he's old and washed and out of touch. But I just want to say, I am like a third of Luke's age, and I'm aware of who Astro Boy is. How embarrassing it is that this man is so behind on his anime.
Yeah, well, I thought I thought the fact that he was older would make it more likely that he would know who it
Right?
is, just because it's a 1960s anime or whatever. But there you go, each to their own.
Each to their own. Yeah, I can't. He would not describe himself as an anime junkie, so I'll give him a pass. Now, actually, I feel like there's a lot of enthusiasm for this title fight from like the hardcore fans. I feel like you've become something of like a cult favorite in short time. But how would you respond to the people who argue that this might be too much too soon, or that you haven't earned this opportunity?
Yeah, I'd just say that if you guys don't think that I've earned it and I'm not good enough, then I'm gonna get my ass handed to me and we'll move on. And if I'm as good as I think I am, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna take the title off Pantoja, and then it's gonna be hard to say I'm not good enough then.
Facts, facts. Now, I know we can't give away too much of the game plan, but however you're willing to thread the needle here, what do you think is something that Pantoja's opponents have been getting wrong in their approach to fighting him?
I think they allow him to dictate the pace a little bit too much. I think they're scared to grapple with him because he's very dominant there. I'm not scared to grapple with him, and I think that combined with the fact that I'm fit enough to go 5 rounds and really push the pace, I think it'll be a tough night.
I know you're prepared for these you're going to die chants once you hit the walkway to the octagon. And you said it's not the first time that you've been in a hostile environment. So I would like to know, what is the most hostile crowd that you fought in front of? What was the energy like?
Honestly, the most hostile one was in my hometown in Perth. I fought
What?
a guy called, yeah, I know, crazy. I fought a guy called Cody Haddon, and 50% of the crowd was for me, and 50% of the crowd was for him. And his fans were very abusive and very aggro towards me as I walked out. yelling all sorts of expletives as the grappling exchanges started at the start of the fight. There's yeah, something I'd never experienced before, and I don't think there's too many fights locally that have been like that. There were fights in the crowd and all sorts of stuff. It was pretty crazy, to be honest. And yeah, I feel like it's going to be that just
Well,
turned up a
not
degree.
yeah. Not that MMA fans are always, the model citizens of like high society, but you go to some of these regional fights and you get the exact kind of crowd that you would expect to get at a regional MMA event.
Yes,
What it
definitely.
uh, Definitely. Now, I know that if Pantoja wins the fight, he kind of wants to recreate that Jose Aldo moment in Rio, join the crowd, embrace his people. What is your escape plan for getting out of Brazil in one piece should you become flyweight champion?
Um, I booked a stunt double to jump into the crowd so they can all kill him first while I escape out the back door. That's my escape plan.
I like it. Out of curiosity, you don't need to out them. Oh, you don't have to like show them, but whose feet are like dangling in the background of this interview right now?
Oh, that's my dad. Yeah.
Okay, shout out to
Yeah.
Pops. How much family do you have joining you for this fight?
Yeah, most of my family's coming over. Obviously, dad's in the corner, so he's here already. But my fiance and my sister and mum and some of my fiance's family coming over for the fight, and yeah, we got a good little gang over here.
How would you say this entire ride has been for them to see you work your way up from the regional circuit and then basically in like a year find yourself thrust into the world title picture?
Honestly, for them, I think it's I don't think I'm any different. I don't think they look at me any different or anything like that. So it just seems like everybody else is sort of coming up telling them how famous I am now. And they're like, no, that's just Steve. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So I think it's very similar for them. And honestly, yeah, it feels the same for me too.
So we're not getting any Sean O'Malley rainbow hair double watch transformation out of Steve Erceg once he becomes a household name, right?
Look, let's never say never. I might lose my mind in the next couple months, but for now, no.
Is there one like mildly frivolous purchase you might make to celebrate if you become champ?
I do want to get a nice bit of land. I've got a house already, but I wouldn't mind buying like a big couple acres, whatever, and putting a big house on that. But that's, I think,
That
a
sounds
while
like
away.
that sounds like a good investment to me. I hope it happens for you. As we wrap up here, I am curious. There are obviously you kind of have your standard bearers at flyweight. Moreno, Brandon Royval has really thrust himself in the top of that division. Who would you say is the one flyweight contender who hasn't fought for the belt yet that you see as sort of the best among the crop, other than yourself, of course?
I think Amir Albazi is definitely that guy. I think he's had surgery or he's injured anyway, and that's why he hasn't got this opportunity now. But he's definitely separated himself, I think.
As we wrap up, I always like to do a little rapid fire, get to know the fighters a little bit more, take a break from the MMA. First things first, though, I was put out like a Q&A thread, and I got this several times. Have you heard these rumors that you're actually a YouTube analyst called Bedtime MMA in disguise?
Yeah, I've seen it. I didn't understand what was going on to start with, but yeah, it's everywhere, and I don't know how it started, but people are going with it.
Do you want to keep some mystery, or are you going to lay this rumor to rest for us? Yeah, I
We'll leave
like
it.
it,
We'll leave
Steve.
it be. Let people roll.
Good. I have a hunch as you get more and more used to media and people start hearing you more, they're going to take an even greater liking to you. Do we have it? So, as far as I understand, I know you look like Astro Boy a little bit now. I know you got the Steve Carell thing, but it was more like when you were a kid that you really looked like Astro Boy, right?
Honestly, don't
Is
know.
this
Yeah, I
true?
was. We
Yeah.
came up with or I didn't come up with it, but the nickname came up when I was around 19, I guess. So I was younger than
Oh,
I am now, but yeah, not when I was. I looked more like Harry Potter when I was young, I think.
well, if you get a photo my way, we'll post it. But we can leave
Yeah,
that to you.
sounds good.
I know you much like me are a big WWE fan growing up. There's been a disputed belt back there. Shout out to Brock
Oh, very
Lesnar.
nice.
Who would you say were your four favorite WWE superstars growing up?
So Stone Cold Steve Austin for sure. The Rock, Rey Mysterio,
Yes, there we go.
and the last one's hard, but we'll go with Triple H, I think.
Okay. Do you watch the product now?
Nah, not now.
Well, you shouldn't say that, man. It's TKO. No, I want to show you something, actually. I'll be right back. Let me just sneak off camera for a second. Now, I don't know if there is a market for, like, unopened cereal boxes, but I was lucky enough to snag one of these Rey Mysterio Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and I actually love
Oh,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Should I leave it sealed? Like, should I never open this thing? Or do I just eat
I
it?
feel like you should never open it. How long have you had it
Okay.
now?
Like a year. Not too crazy.
Oh, no, if you're gonna say 15 years or something, maybe you would open it and see if it's still good.
Oh,
But if it's
okay.
only a year, definitely keep it.
All right, and then I really, really do want to open this one, but I haven't. Apparently, there's like a luchador mask in here, but
Oh, I'd
I don't know what
100%
I'm
open
waiting
it
for.
then. Yeah, definitely open it
Unbox?
then.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not a rash person. You almost had me like unbox it now, but I'm gonna think this through. Make sure I'm not making any rash decisions. All right, as we wrap up, Steve, omitting Demetrius Johnson, who is the second greatest flyweight in MMA history?
Henry Cejudo, definitely. He
Okay.
just left quickly.
Okay, I like it. Last one, I would like your Mount Rushmore of Oceania fighters. So 4 fighters from Australia, New Zealand, etc. that you rank among the highest.
Mark Hunt, Robert
Yes.
Whitaker, Volkanovski. Last one's hard. Elvis Sinasek. He's old school.
Sorry.
Elvis Sinasek.
Okay. Good. Ooh,
Yeah,
I like the throwbacks here. And hey, who
yeah.
knows? Steve Erceg might be on some people's lists very shortly. Steve, I want to leave you with the last words. So I'll do my part great quickly, guys. Thanks so much for checking out the video. Subscribe, tap the bell, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Let us know in the comments what's your prediction for UFC 301's main event. Should I unbox and wear the luchador mask next time Steve and I talk? Love to hear from you guys. Steve, ahead of your main event title fight at 301, if there's anything you want to tell the people, the floor is yours, man.
Thanks for the support, and yeah, I'll see you soon.